All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. We're waiting for your feedback coming through at Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya. Use the hashtag Daybreak. We're still talking about politics and promises. Before we head into the next topic, Dr. Alwale, you wanted to respond to what Governor Mutua has said.
I just wanted to think aloud, having listened to Mutua. I don't know why I'm starting to have the impression after being on this session an odd 4 or 5 times that Mutua is obsessed with the deputy president. In my honest judgment, Mutua is not the deputy president's opponent. The deputy president's opponent is Raila Odinga. And all online and credible opinion polls attest to this. Mutua cannot be using this program to blame the deputy president for the failures of Jubilee. It is very clear that Jubilee has its own honors. There are those honors who today are threatening to kick out the deputy president. So they should kick him out and also accept responsibility for the failures. When he was trying to make it successful, he was being accommodated and there was something to write home about. But more importantly, my brother Mutua, you confuse me. When you talk about you want to be president who is going to create jobs and that you will soon give us your manifesto, which we shall be copying and pasting. Mutua, why are you not telling us the number of jobs you have created as the governor of Machakos in the last 10 years? God willing, I'll become the governor of Kakamega. And one of my primary responsibilities and concern is that I must create jobs in Kakamega and not just talk about jobs in Kenya. And my mind is very clear. The jobs I'll create in the mining industry, the jobs that I'm going to create in the agriculture industry, the jobs that I'm going to create in the tourism industry. My mind is very clear. I've thought it through. So, Mutua, you've been governor, and you have not told us what jobs you have created in Machakos. How do we trust you with you being our president to create jobs? Finally, but not least, I want to congratulate Mutua. It's a fact that Mutua is not tribal-minded. I have seen the way he has structured his county government when he used to appear before the two of us. He's not a tribal-minded person. He has got people from Mount Kenya, people from elsewhere who work with him, trying to meet the 30% threshold for minorities in Machakos. He's doing a good job. I would be comfortable if Mutua came and requested us at the UDA to consider him for either the position of Minister for Information and ICT in our government, or we interview him for another round of government spokesperson. But President of Kenya, no.
Governor Mutua, I'll give you a chance to respond directly to all those allegations. Do you want a cabinet position with the UDA?
Dr. Alwale, you make me happy. Now, let me clarify a few things. One of the things that I want to clarify is that this man you're saying here, Dr. Alfred Mutua, will be on the ballot to run for president of the Republic of Kenya because Mambo ni fresh and people really want change. So thank you for your offer. Maybe it should be the other way around, you know, in a time to come, because you are my friend. Now, let's talk about the failure of Jubilee here. The failure of Jubilee or the success of Jubilee can only be attributed to the people who run Jubilee, and that is the president and the deputy president. I'm not obsessed with the deputy president, but the reality is this. The president, the deputy president took over this country. They promised us stadiums, they promised laptops. They worked together for 5 years. 5 years. When this economy was going into shambles, they were working together. They even campaigned together for re-election. And for the first 2 years, they worked well before the handshake. So you cannot say 7 years people working together that now all of a sudden Jubilee did not work and all the failures have to be blamed on President Uhuru Kenyatta. No, everything lies on their shoulders. Their inability to work together is also a failure that should also be highlighted, that they are not able to work together. It's a failure because Kenyans have suffered as a result. But also they have succeeded. I like the technical training institutes and some of the things that they have done. Dr. Alwale has given me a challenge about saying what I'll do vis-a-vis what I've done. Let me start by making it very, very clear to Kenyans that whatever I'll be promising my country to do, I will do. Because I promise and I go because I have the ability to do what I want to do. And that is very clear from my manifesto. I promised Kenya, I promised my poor Machakos that I'll get them ambulances that will be responding 5 to 8 minutes. Now there's an ambulance in every location carrying people for free. I promised my people that I would roll back hunger. We used to be given molio. We used to be laughed at. People used to be told that they used to eat boiled mangoes because of hunger. What did I do? I did a subsidy program. I bought tractors for every ward. I gave free seed, free chicken. I had subsidized fertilizer. I had a whole agricultural program. Machakos has been removed from the counties that receive food relief. Because of leadership, I gave a promise and I kept it. I told my people that I'll put tap water all over. We've not been able to meet 100% of the promises, but I've been able to dig now close to 700 balls. I'll be launching 700 balls, more than all the other 47 governors combined. I've dug dams, I've dug wells, I've laid over 500 kilometers of water. We are approaching. COVID pushes back, but we are there. The will and the ability to get there. Now, when it comes to creation of jobs, I came up with a concept of a new city, which was taken to court by people in Wiper and stopped with an injunction until the other day. We lost so many opportunities. But regardless of that, Machakos has attracted so many people who have come and set up industries. I set up an investment board which brought in industries, and we've created over 300, close to 400,000 jobs in a very short time. As soon as, when I got in, people were coming in, and other jobs that have been created, second and third, and jobs, not just the direct jobs. So I have been able to show that I have the ability to give a promise and keep a promise. It's not just about talking about figures. It's about saying, I'll be able to do this, and this is how I'll be able to do it, and this is where I'll get the funding from. So when they talk about Mutua here, they know that, and I thank you, Dr. Alwale, for pointing out that I'm not a tribalist. I have Luyas, I have Luos, I have Masais, I have Kisis, I have Merus, I have, Kikuyus, I have people from all over Kenya as directors, as chief officers, as ministers. I even had an Asian. So, we have people all over the country working in Machakos because I look at the best quality. Who can really give my people better service? The face of Kenya. So that is what I want to give our people. Okay. The face of Kenya, people feel comfortable when they move forward. I hope I've answered your question, Trevor, and my good friend, Dr. Alwale.
All right. Yeah, he's happy with your answer. Let's shift gears now and talk about the National Delegates Conference coming up in Jubilee. And Alwale has pointed it out. Wamatangi, you start us off on this one. Direct question again. Yep. Is there a plan to kick out the deputy president as the deputy party leader? Well,
Trevor, I think you saw the press conference that was done. I was not able to attend that meeting. I had other parliamentary duties. There was a meeting that was held in Jubilee headquarters last time. And there has been the NDC that has been slated, that's upcoming. And the agenda for that NDC is an agenda that will be rolled and laid out on that day of that meeting. And so, Trevor, on the question of is there a plan or no plan to kick out the deputy president, that is not, the agenda of that meeting is not out. It will be out when the meeting is convened, and the agenda will be dealt with on that day. That's only as much as I know.
But do you believe errant members who are in Jubilee and still also in UDA should be made to pay or to be accountable at least?
Trevor, I don't know which world you want us to live in right now in the discussion, but why don't we live in the real world? That's where we are, and you cannot substitute what is, real, and especially what is lawful with what is not. We are a country that is not only one, a democracy, but true, and number two, that is governed by the rule of law. We have a law called the Political Parties Act, and me and you know what the Political Parties Act says. And so at the end of the day, we must be true to what we say we live up to. So if it is on the specific questions on can you serve in another political party and belong to this particular political party at this time, or rather put that question as simply as you can put to a class 2 or class 1 pupil. Can you belong to 2 political parties at the same time in the Republic of Kenya as a political leader? The answer is no. You can't. That is the law. And unfortunately, I don't know what kind of nation we want to become, and especially in terms of political leadership, because this may be today, but tomorrow the scenario will change. And after that, there will still be another scenario. And we want to ask ourselves, do we want to promote the rule of law now or we don't? Because if once we have set the stage that you can make a law, pass it, and vote for it in parliament, and then tomorrow trash it and throw it, then that's the kind of country we're going to become. And it will be very unfortunate. There is nothing wrong, in my view, absolutely nothing wrong, in wanting to profess your support for another party and changing your mind. Ideological views that are political are a constitutional right to anyone. You can disagree with me, Trevor, and there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with Jubilee. You can disagree with UDA, you can disagree with the president or with the deputy, anyone. Now, once you have ideologically changed, then what is most befitting is then find a home for your new ideology, because that's what political leadership is about. Okay. As long as it's for the betterment of the people, once you have moved there, then the law says that move here and live there because you don't belong to that ideology. And that's why we have the offices that we have that are constitutional to make sure that that happens. Once you have done that, then the most and the best thing to do. And unfortunately, this debate, I think, for political reason, becomes distilled only to the deputy president. It's not only the deputy president. There are hosts of MCAs, hosts of members of the National Assembly and senators who know that they have not been true to the law. Okay. And we have spoken about this here before, such that once you find that you have departed there, then depart. Yeah. Then depart and move to the next political party and abandon the next one. And the most, lawful thing to do is to resign from the position that you have, if it is a member of parliament or whatever, move to the next one, and then call for an election as a member of the National Assembly or a member of the Senate or a member of the County Assembly. Okay. And once you have done that, then you're within the law. That's what our law says. Right. So, this going around in circles, this is a shot at the deputy president. It isn't. It is not. It is being, that is fidelity to the law of this country. Yeah. About whether, should Boni Halwale, having been in Ford, Kenya then, and he professed himself, he said, I remember sitting with him that time, and remember last time when we were here, he said I welcomed him to Jubilee sometimes back, and I gave him a cap when we were sitting in a morning show somewhere. And he said it clearly. He said, now I have moved, And even that morning, he said loudly on national TV that he has decamped from where he was in Ford, Kenya, and now he has moved to the new party. That is the way to go. Okay. Once you have done that, move and cut ties and follow the law, resign, get re-elected, and then you sit in the new outfit. Okay. If you want to wait until the next general election, then there can be only one truth. And Trevor, you need to take this the way it is, even when you address other members who come to this bench or out or anywhere else. If you choose to wait your fate and determine until the next election in August 2022, then you belong to the party that brought you to parliament. And so when you entertain somebody who come here having been elected on a Jubilee ticket, and then comes and bad-mouths Jubilee and says what, and says I belong to this, that person is double-speaking in simple terms. Okay. He is telling a lie to the country, to the nation. He's being not only an infidel, as far as the law is concerned, he is being a cheat and a lie. Okay. So that's why you find, if you want to keep a name, if you want to be true, if you want to have a future, if you want to be believable, then stay the course. Stay the course. I liked something that Dr. Mutua said, and this I say with a lot of humility. A lot of humility. By the way, Trevor, because I'm a believer, in progress. I have never taken issue at all with any ideology, even that the Deputy President may have at this time. I have no issue. He has a right to change his mind and move to any direction. He is a Kenyan. He has a right even to vie for the presidency of this country. The only one thing that I verily believe that should be held true even by himself is this, that on pen and paper, together with the president, they put their signature that we are going to run this country until 2022 and deliver on these promises that were written in a booklet in red called the Jubilee Manifesto. Now, when it comes to taking responsibility, and that is why you have a very popular saying that has been carried over, once said by an American president, that the buck stops here. And you know, either an excuse that this and that happened, or any other form of, don't call them reasons, because there would just be excuses at the end of the day, that this and that happened so that we are not able to do this. Even myself, at the end of the day, the rule is the buck stops here. You have and you have had, all of us, and I count myself in as Jubilee, I count the party leader, His Excellency the President, the Deputy President sitting today as it is, that they carry the responsibility of the promises made, that until August 2022, if we are to be true to Kenyans, that those promises should and must be carried out until that day without any excuse.
All right.
That's the way it should be.
Okay. Boni Alwale, your response to that. The Political Parties Act says you can't belong to two political parties. Why is there such an outcry from the team that you support, and yet they have clearly said they're with UDA? So what is the problem if Jubilee declares that, okay, fine, you're with UDA, stay with UDA?
Do unto others what you would do unto yourself, the Bible says. I want to agree with Wamatangi 100%. As far as the Political Parties Act is concerned, it's very clear. You cannot promote the interests of another political party when you are still in your own mother party. You would be deemed to have moved to the other political party that you are supporting. But applying this on Jubilee, it can only be operational if Jubilee is alive. Jubilee is dead, completely dead. You have two sets of members of parliament in Jubilee, two sets of leaders in Jubilee. One set is the one that used to call itself Kieleweke. The other one that they named Tanga Tanga. Tanga Tanga, in broad daylight, they have pronounced themselves on UDA. But they have said, we respect the law, we'll wait until 6 months to the general election, and then resign our positions and join the other party. They have stopped there. But why you can't push them out of parliament is because the party that they have moved to is a party which was in a coalition with Jubilee. And according to the same Political Parties Act that Mheshimiwa has quoted, if you support a political party with whom you share a coalition, you are not deemed to have broken that Political Parties Act. It is permissible. The other side, the Kieleweke side, has also been very clear. They have all defected to ODM. Kanini Keka, Maina Kamanda, Sabina Chege, name them. They have gone to ODM, and they're very clear. The problem is, ODM does not have a pre-election coalition agreement with Jubilee. And therefore, if there are people who need to be punished, they are those ones. The ones in UDA, you can't punish them because UDA, whose precursor name is PDR, has got a pre-election coalition agreement with Jubilee. So you can't punish these people. I'm not trying to speak like a magistrate or a judge, but that is the return that they would go if somebody approached the High Court. Okay. What is worse is the president himself, Wamatangi. President Uhuru Kenyatta In Msambweni by-election, he campaigned for and promoted Boga. President Uhuru, in the by-election of Kibra, he campaigned for and promoted the candidate of ODM. So if there's anybody between the deputy president and the president who requires to be sanctioned, it is the president. He is the one who did that in those two occasions. The deputy president supported an independent candidate in Msambweni. Well, we were there. We were the face of UDA, but the candidate was independent. In Kibra, Mariga, Omatangi. I think you're the only one I have not seen in a rally of ODM. I don't know whether my mind is informing me. I've not seen you in those rallies of ODM. But all the guys in Kibra were in the rallies of ODM. So if you must punish people for moving, punish the Kieleweke side, not the Tangatanga side of ODM, of Jubilee. The bottom line, however, is that Jubilee is dead, and therefore people should spare us the noise.
Okay.
Yeah. When you take a political party to the, shall I use the word, to the bedroom of the deputy president, and that party is defeated by another party which is less than 4 months old, that party should surely be dead. Okay. And I believe in these things, and that's why I want to thank you. You have reminded the viewers that when I moved as deputy party leader of Fort Kenya, I moved and made it very clear. That was not the first time I was doing it. In 2007, when the politics of the country, Trevor, were very fluid, ODM as Orange was a juggernaut. Our party leader, Muskari Kombo of Fort Kenya, then made a decision that we all move from Fort Kenya to go and join PNU, to campaign as PNU, because he was fearing that juggernaut at home. I and Soita Shtanda, we refused. We refused when he moved to PNU, we refused and stuck with Fort Kenya and called Fort Kenya New Fort Kenya and won against the odds. Okay. That principled approach to politics is the hygiene that we must promote. It is the hygiene that we are missing currently in